So today I'm working on this 2012 BMW. It's the 535i, and this car has been giving me a lot of headaches. It's a really nice car, and this one has a lot of issues. Hold on, let me flip the camera so you can see. And I'm gonna go over the problems and what I have found so far and how I was able to address these issues. The car still has the check engine light. I got 2 coats in there that I can't get rid of. But when this car came, it had like over 10 different codes. But little by little, I've been able to figure this out. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna walk you through the process, and I'm gonna show you what I did and what you should not do if you don't know these cars very well. Let me flip the camera over. So this car, this is the 2012 BMW 535i. This car is here because it needed some repairs. Let me tell you a little bit about the history on this car. Initially, the owner, I think he had a small leak. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. I tried to clean it as much as I could, but there was quite a bit of oil dripping down there and dripping back here. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it was dripping on top of the catalytic converter, and it was smoking. It was smoking pretty bad, to the point where like the smoke was going inside the cab, and it was really bad. You couldn't even breathe inside the cab. So, but before that, there was nothing wrong with this car. It did not have any engine codes. Like all of the door locks worked, the camera worked, the trunk worked. It didn't have no engine codes, no misfires. The only problem was that it was leaking very slowly right here on this end of the cylinder head. So they took it to not a mechanic shop. They took it to this guy. He doesn't have a shop. He just do work out on the streets. You know, I guess they thought they were gonna be able to save some money. But it turns out this guy is not a BMW mechanic. He really doesn't have much experience working on these vehicles. So he attempted to change the not the valve cover, but the valve cover gasket. And for what I hear, he did replace the valve cover gasket with the new one, and he might have had pinched the valve cover gasket, and it was leaking even worse. So what he did, he removed the valve cover again and reused these the original valve cover gasket. And as you can see, he put a lot of silicone in there. I don't know what the purpose of adding silicone in here is gonna do, because that doesn't seal the leaks. You have to put silicone on here. I mean, you don't have to. If you get in a new gasket, there shouldn't be no need to add any silicone. But if you're gonna do this kind of work, this is just I don't know what to call it. This is I'm ashamed, I'm embarrassed to show you this. I can't believe somebody did this to this car. But anyway, so yeah, if you're gonna add silicone, you need to add silicone right here. in between the gasket and the cylinder head. Well, that's not the case. So, and then the next mistake he made, he installed this gasket, and look, this gasket is ripped right here. So the leak was even worse. This car was shooting oil in the back. It got really bad that you couldn't even drive this car anymore. And he happened to break a bolt. He over tightened this valve cover gasket. That he broke this bolt right here. This one is broken, and it got stuck on top of the cylinder head. I had to drill it out. It was a pain in the rear. So right then and then, he just messed this up. I wasn't gonna use this valve cover. He broke this piece right here. I think it's like either a vent. This is a vent, and this one got broke off too. So I'm like, I told the customer, and he was already mad. He was not mad at me. He was just mad at the kind of job that they did, because like I say, there was nothing wrong with this car. There was no mechanical issues, no engine problems, no electrical problems. So whoever worked on this, he just messed it up all the way around. After he finished with the valve cover gasket, the car ended up with a bunch of codes. I got them right here. It says the 131-501. It has to do with the Venus intake. 124-A, charging pressure control. 131-401. It has to do with the Venus exhaust. And 131-04, Venus intake control fault. That's the same as the 131-501. 140-010, misfires. This car, when it came in, it was misfiring really bad. It was actually 2, 3, 4, and 5 cylinders were misfiring. So that's 140-210, that's cylinder 2. 144-02, that's cylinder 4. 145-110, that's cylinder 5. 145-01, the fuel injector is switched off. So some of the fuel injectors were just deactivated to prevent any catalytic converter damage. And then the 133-04, Venus exhaust control fault, camshaft stuck. So I believe this guy did not disconnect the battery in the back, and he might have shorted something out over here, because this is your positive right here. I don't know, maybe he was trying to use a wrench and probably touched the positive lead. I don't know, he did something, because over here I noticed that somebody had been messing with the fuse box, and I found this blown fuse, and I'm gonna get to it in a minute. So right now I'm to the point where, like, I got rid of most of the codes, but the 2 codes that I got left are the let me show you. The 2 codes that are left, it's gonna be the 131-501 variable camshaft timing control Venus intake cold start not controllable, and the 124-08 charging pressure control deactivation pressure build up blocked. And these are the only 2 codes that I'm not able to get rid of. And this one has to do with the Venus. Venus stands for the variable valve timing solenoid, which is right here. Is the very first one. Right now I pulled it out and I cleaned it. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. It wasn't dirty or clogged up or anything. It came out pretty clean, but I went ahead and cleaned it. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of this code. If I cannot get rid of this code, I'm gonna pull it out again, and I'm gonna show you how to test it outside here in the bench. I got my specifications too. Let me go ahead and grab my scanner, and I'm gonna start this car. I'll be right back. I forgot my scanner. Okay guys, I'm back. I got my scanner hooked up. I'm not sure this problem has started when they were working on it. To me, they probably short something out, and now the car will not read this key. See, it says right there. It says remote control. Engine will not start. So I have to put the key right here on the side, and then I have to start the car. And this is the only way it will start. Right now, I cleaned the Venos intake solenoid. So I'm gonna try to delete. This code and see if it goes away. I was able to get rid of the misfire, because after I finished with this, I had the misfire on cylinder number 2, and it was misfiring pretty bad. So I got rid of that code, and I got rid of the I forgot what the fuel injector switched off. And now let me see. BMW's 2012 is 3.0. Let's see what's left in here. Okay, codes. Vanos exhaust. I've been having problems with exhaust too. They both keep coming up. This one keeps going away, then it keeps coming back. But let me see if I can get rid of it. Let me see if I can get rid of the these codes. I can feel a light misfire. I'm gonna have to start the car again. See, this is the one that keeps coming back. Let me see if I can cut it off, and I'm gonna start it again. See if the other codes come back. At this point, I believe we're gonna have to replace the Venos solenoid, the intake and exhaust. Let me see. But I'm gonna pull them out. I'm gonna pull it out and see what's going on with it. Just the intake keeps coming back. I believe it needs both of them, but the intake keeps coming back. I'm not able to get rid of these two codes. So let me go ahead and pull out the solenoid and test it outside in the bench, and see if it's within specs. If it's out of specs, we're probably gonna have to get a new one. Alright, I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna pull one out first and order one and see if the code goes away. And if it does, I'll go ahead and pull the other one, because I know it's gonna have a problem too. But I'm gonna have to do it off camera. I gotta use both of my hands. Alright, well, it's kind of hard to see. It's right there. This one right there. It's already loose. It's already loose. All I gotta do is just pull it out. Undo the connector and pull it out. So let me see if I can do it with one hand. you go. These are kind of hard to get off once if they have never been moved or replaced. They're gonna be stuck in there. Then make sure you don't leave this O-ring inside there. Let me see what we looking for, what we need. Where's my, let me see, where's my paperwork? Over here, it tells us that the voltage range 6 to 16 volts. The duty cycle gonna be from 1 to 99%. Our frequency of the activation signal is 100 to 256 hertz, and our coil resistance approximately 10.5 ohms. Let's just go ahead and start by testing the coil resistance of this solenoid and see if we are within specs. Let me see. I have my multimeter on ohms, and we are ready to go. Let me see if I'm gonna be able to do it with one hand, and we should be able to see how many ohms this solenoid has. So it looks like we got 12, between 12 and 13. It's really not stable. We got between 12 and 13. 11.7. Well, it's supposed to be approximately 10.5. This is at 12, so that's 1.5 ohms. I don't know. It don't seem much, 1.5 ohms, but I've seen coils with less resistance of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and order a new one. Let me go ahead and order a new one, and I'm gonna install it, and I'm gonna run the test and see if it goes away. I'll be right back with you. I'm gonna call O'Reilly's and order a new Vanos intake solenoid. So I'll be right back. Whenever I get the parts, I'm gonna install it, and I'm gonna run another test and see if our check engine light goes away. Okay, hang in there. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I got the new part. It's a doorman. I got good faith on doorman. I used pretty much everything from doorman. A lot of their parts, they're good quality. They're still good quality, just as good as the OEM. But this is the part number right here, 916-717, and we're gonna test this out. We should be able to see 10 ohms or 10.5 ohms. Well, we at 12. 11.2. 11.5. Sometimes you got to be very accurate. Let's see. There you go. 10.8. 10.7. 10.8. So we're pretty close to the specifications. We needed 10.5 ohms, and we got 10.8. So that's better than 12 Excuse me. I'm sorry, excuse me. So that's actually better than the 12 volt. So let's see if 1.5 ohms, that's what I meant, 1.5 ohms make a difference. I'm just gonna put a little bit of lube right there so it'll slide right in. And I'm gonna put a little bit of lube right here. That's a little too much, I think. I'm gonna try to work with one hand. And it does come with a new bolt, so if you lose your other bolt, it comes with a new bolt. I'm gonna try to slide it right in there. And the exhaust Vanos keeps popping up once in a while, but I believe it's because the intake Vanos is acting up. Let me see. Where's the plug? Okay, let me pop it in there. I don't see my plug. Where's my plug? It's a little uncomfortable working in here. Especially working with one hand. I think I'm in. I'm gonna I haven't it's not sitting yet. Oh, I think it is. I think it's sitting in there. Let me just go ahead and test it. I can't really see it. Oh, it's got to go in a little bit. Let me see if I can push it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm finished installing the Vanos solenoid. I think I already gave you the part number, but this is the part number 916-717. On the new one, I couldn't get it in. This O-ring is, I think, a little oversized, and it wouldn't let me push the new solenoid all the way in. So what I did, I just removed it, and I used the old one from here, and it went right in. I didn't want to force it. I didn't want to push too hard and break and take a chance of breaking the new solenoid. I got it installed. It's in there. Kind of made a mess. It's been dripping a little bit of oil. But let me go ahead and start the car, and let's see if we can get rid of the codes. All right, like I said, I'm gonna see if I can do it with one hand. I don't know, for some reason this car will not start if I don't put the key in here. I'm trying to do one hand. It won't read the key, and my hand is kind of small. Hold on. There we go. Oh wow, our check engine light went out. And the car is pretty much stable. The RPM seems to be working all right. Check engine light back on. Let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can delete this code. The 124.8 still coming back. Let me cut it off. Okay. Started right up. I think the check engine light is gonna come back on. I still got this pending code. Let me see. It looks like it's staying. Okay, the Venus solenoid went out, but I still have the 124.408 in here. I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna run a quick test. Let me see. We gotta go to function test and then special function, and then we're gonna go to Venus solenoid exhaust. Let me see what it's gonna do now. Current test module, run engine at idle speed. Okay, and it says in the next step the idle speed is increased to approximately 110 I guess RPMs. To increase the idle speed, continue. Okay, let's continue. Oh, it's doing it by itself, and it's trying to test. So it's doing a testing right there. It's adjusting the next step. Okay, desired position. I think it's adjusting. Adjustment is too slow or set point value cannot be reached. Venus on electrode exhaust lines and plug connections. Okay, I think we have a problem with the exhaust then, so we're gonna have to let's see the inlet. Let's see. Continue. And the next step, the intake seems to be working fine. Just the next step. Yeah, I think I got some. It's adjusting the next step, and let me know. You see, it's trying to adjust. The intercom shaft is adjusting the next step. Stop. Check. Function check finished. No cause to fault found. So it looks like we're gonna have to change our Venus solenoid valve, the VVT exhaust. We're gonna have to replace it. Let me see. Let me go back and see if any codes came back. Nope, I don't have a code for the intake, the Venus intake. I just got the 124.08, so it looks like I'm gonna have to remove the other one, maybe try to clean it, or just go ahead and order another one. I'm gonna pull it out, I'm gonna test it, and if I'm over 10.5 ohms of resistance, I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it. I'm not even gonna clean it. I'm just gonna replace it if it's over 10.5 ohms. Okay guys, so this is the way I work things out, because I don't want to be just throwing money at it or parts at it. So that's why I didn't order both. But I think if I replace the exhaust, the Venus solenoid exhaust, that probably will take care of our 124.08. Stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and order the other one, and I'll let you know if this code goes away. So far we got rid of one of them, and we still got one of them left. So I'll see you in a minute. Let me go ahead and order the other one. Okay, so this is my Venus intake, and it was out of specs, so I had to replace it. And then I ended up with the Venus exhaust code, and I had to replace the other one. This one seems like it's within range. Let me see. It's kind of hard to test. It's supposed to be at 10.5. It's coming down 10.9. But this one, I believe, had a electrical failure inside the coil, and this one, I think it was just getting stuck in here. Now I replaced both, brand new, and I was having a hard time with the O-ring in here, the one that goes in here. I could not install this solenoid because I think this O-ring was oversized. So I ended up removing the original O-ring, and it went in. So that took, let me see. So right now, we got I'm gonna start this car. The car starts right up, and I don't have a check engine light on. Let me see. Let me go back to my scanner. We're gonna check for codes, and finally, I don't have any codes left. Let me see. No more codes. Finally, I got rid of the variable, the 131501 variable camshaft timing control Venus intake. I replaced that, and that code went away. The charging pressure control, the 12408, charging pressure control deactivation, pressure build up block. I couldn't get rid of that one, but I'm gonna show you what I did. And the code went away. And 131401, that's the exhaust. This one keep popping up. If I delete the codes, it will take like 2-3 tries for this one to pop up. So I ended up replacing the Venus exhaust, and this is the same as the 13104 is the same as the 131501. And then I was getting the misfires, but I believe it's because both solenoids were bad. And then the 14210 cylinder 2 misfire, 14402, that was cylinder 4, 14510, that was cylinder 5, and the 145-1, the computer was shutting off the injectors. And when this car first came in, it was running like shit. I didn't even know where to start working on this. It was running like crap, and it was leaking a lot of oil. So this car wasn't even drivable because all the fumes were coming inside the cab. You couldn't even drive it. It was really bad. So they did a pretty bad job. Whoever worked on this car, I think he shorted something out, because I can see a fuse blowing, and the door locks don't work, the trunk doesn't work, the keyless entry remote doesn't work. I have to put the key over here in order to start this car. So they did a horrible job. They messed it all up, but I finally got rid of the all of the codes. And let me see, the 12408 charging pressure control deactivation pressure build up blocked has to do with let me show you. Let me go back over here. Let me go to data. the intake air parameter. This right here, I don't know what it was reading before I cleaned it, but I think they were off, a little off, or this one right here, I think it was off. It wasn't reading right. The mass airflow sensor wasn't reading right. And what I did, this is what the computer's reading. It's reading this sensor right here, which is the before the throttle, and it's reading this sensor right here, which is after the throttle. So both pressures were a little off. What I did, I pulled this out right here. I pulled this out, and it was full of oil. So I got some gasoline and a little brush, a toothbrush, and I scrub it with gasoline, and I blow it off. I put it back on, put it back in, and I did the same thing with this one. This one did not have that much. It didn't have that much oil in it, but I went ahead and cleaned it. Same thing with gasoline, a toothbrush, and I put it back on there, and that took care of our problem. Right now we don't have an oil leak, and we don't have no coats. The only thing that's left in here is the windows, not the windows, but the door locks in the trunk, and I'm trying to find out the reason why this car won't read the key. They made another key. They made two new keys, and the car's still not reading. But I think that's gonna be another story. I'm really tired. I've been working on this car for a couple of days already. I finally got it to where I needed to get. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it in and send it its way. Before I replaced this fuse, I was getting the cylinder number 2 misfire, which is the which it was this one, the 14210, and I couldn't get rid of it. I switched the plugs, I switched the spark plugs with the good known cylinder, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I remember somebody blew this fuse right here, and I don't know if that has to do with it or it was just a coincidence, but it was actually this fuse right here. I guess 54. I guess it was 54, and I didn't have a 15 amp, but I installed a let me see if it's in there. The red one, I installed a 10 amp for now, and the code for misfire number 2 went away. I don't know what the relationship is, or maybe it was just a coincidence, but if you're having a problem like that, make sure you check the fuse. Like I said, I'm not quite sure if that was causing the misfire on number 2, and once I put the fuse, it went away. But this is it for now, guys. I hope this video helped you. I know it's kind of long. I've been trying to film everything I can, and the car is running good now. No more oil leaks, no more misfires, and no more checking your light codes. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, because it helps my channel. I've been taking a lot of it's taken me a long time as well, because I'm trying to shoot this video and show you step by step what I'm doing to get these problems resolved. So thank you guys for watching, and this is it for now. I'll see you on the next one. You guys take care. Like and subscribe.